Just here at one of the pans called Skoro Pan, and it's definitely all these impalas have just come down for a good old early morning drink. This side it is quite warm at Madikwe, and of course we are in the northwestern part of South Africa, and you can see it's amazing how quickly this water has depleted. I mean, it wasn't even like 3 days ago where we had elephants coming down here and the water was quite high. Not high, but there was definitely way more water than now. So it just shows you how quickly this water is actually disappearing. And I'm hoping that maybe we'll get some more rain before the winter time comes through. But so many impalas. I mean, there's females, there's some males all involved. So there's not just like one harem, because they usually have the harem. So you'll usually see a lot of females together with one male. But I think the rutting at the moment now is not happening at this point in time. I think it's a little bit different towards what happens there in the Greater Kruger Park side. But I think this might maybe rut in the next 2-3 months' time. Just taking a look at how the things go around the side. But yes, nice to have impalas. Well, anyway, good morning, everybody. Thanks for joining us here on Escape to Nature. My name is Cedric, and behind the camera we've got, once again, amazing eagle. So yes, welcome and thanks for joining. Well, I'm hoping for some great stuff again. Like yesterday morning, we had all those elephants around Klo Dam, and we are going to definitely work around a little bit further around here on the eastern side of Madikwe this morning to see what we can find. But so far it is great to see all these beautiful antelope, the impalas, most common antelope around all the reserves here in South Africa, and very important to have them, and they're very successful as well when it comes to breeding. And the reason for that is they really, when they do drop their little lambs, when they have their babies practically all together in a matter of a week's time. They'll have their youngsters, and of course the more you have, the better chance of survival, like they say, safety in numbers. So if you've got like 1,000 little impalas together, baby impalas, the chances of survival is going to be definitely brilliant.
This herd of buffalo has actually been quite elusive. I looked for them for pretty much the whole of our sunrise safari, and I just couldn't find them. I didn't know where they were. So they must have rested up in one of the nearby thickets, and they've just popped out of nowhere. But it's good to have them back in attack. And only really in the last sort of 20 minutes, 30 minutes have they popped out. So they must have been somewhere on the far southern side, in the thickets on the southern side, because I have been scanning across the whole clearings, and obviously it is relatively open, and there wasn't any sign of them. There still is that little splinter group that has split off. So if you were with us yesterday during our sunset safari, I was chatting a little bit about how a lot of the bigger bulls have actually splintered off yesterday. So there's 6 or 7 bulls with one cow, with one female, that have kind of left the herd and have gone off to do their own thing. And they were kind of on the slope just to the east of Scotia Dam yesterday. Not too sure where they are today. But very interesting how they kind of just have moved off and decided to do their own thing for a little bit. So you can really see how we do have a lot of animals. And then between that original herd of buffalo and these impala and zebra that we're looking at now, there are 1 or 2 nyala scattered around as well. So really a little bit of this and a little bit of that. So remember, in conditions like this, the impala become quite nervy.
Let's have a little look at our hippo. Hopefully wanting to play a game and be a star this morning. It looks to be Dewy. He's here, also enjoying a quiet start to Saturday morning. So I did just hear a golden-tailed woodpecker once again calling there. Hippo, Dewy not being suppose, really the greatest fan of having the camera trained on him right now. We're hoping that he'll turn around and show us his face. He's obviously a rather big boy, and it'll be cool to check out his face and see what else was going on with him. The waterbuck seems to have also moved off into the bush, and Dewy being the one that is treating us at the moment.
It's getting quite warm, and as you can see, this beautiful lioness just lying under here. And of course, the other lioness is also just staring at some zebras a little bit further on. You'll get to see her very shortly now as well. And they're all taken cover. Each one has got a little shady spot. Where's the other female as well? Looks like the other older female. So that's the two big females that we just saw now. You can see she's just listening out and seeing if these zebras do come down to this river, and this river has got water that's flowing behind us. It'll be quite interesting to see what happens then. And then of course we've got the young male. There's this male just between the age of 2.5, 3 years old. You can see that beautiful little mane that's coming up now, his little mohawk. All the little fluff that's coming through on the side of him as well. So yeah, it's going to be definitely a beautiful male. And of course he's the offspring of the two dominant males of the area called the Mahiwa males. And of course he's the son of those two males. Very good genes. And you can see the zebras in the distance. So of course they've got their eyes peeled for those ones. And yeah, people always just think that lions just kill during the nighttime. No, I've seen kills during the daytime as well, morning, late afternoon, midday as well. We had in Nkuma's killing that kudu midday there at a lodge called Chitwa. So it just shows you, if they got the opportunity, and that opportunity does come around, then why not? They'll definitely try and stalk those animals and see if they can maybe bring one down for a good old meal. And a zebra for these ones will be a very good meal. But also don't forget, zebras are very quick, and they're very much on alert when they do come down to watering holes.
Hi Noel, thank you very much for that question. Very interesting one. Noel wanting to know if elephants ever suffer from heart attacks. And I'm going to say yes, but it would be obviously through a number of circumstances that might obviously kind of bring that about. Of course, overheating would be one of them. And perhaps, if fiddled with by vets and the rest, overheating while on their sides, or perhaps if any other procedures were being done, that could perhaps lead to cardiac arrest or heart attack perhaps on that individual. But also, kind of specialized sets of circumstances as well that could lead to that. So of course, pressure being one, and if ellies are obviously toyed with a fair amount, they are quite grumpy. That really just being the presence of humans most often or not. That could lead to elevated heart rate, perhaps maybe the adverse effect of a heart attack then occurring from that. But things like bees really petrify ellies, and a swarm of bees would definitely make even a herd of elephants move off. They really dislike even the sound of bees. They're definitely kind of dying down. It's got rather quiet at the moment. Cape crows also deciding to hold off a little bit. So it's just the storks really. These black-faced impala also looking to move away from the waterhole now. But we have had a really awesome time. In particular here with those 3 bull elephants. And Okaukuejo WE. Lots of zebra activity. Lovely impalas, wildebeest, gemsbok and springbok too. Of course, nice to spend time with Dewy the hippo as well. And lovely to always see the different sights and scenes across in Kariga as well as in Madikwe. A fantastic escape to nature being had. Unfortunately, it is that time of the day where we do have to wrap up. Say thank you very much for tuning in and joining us. And of course, do stay tuned for every other little bit of action that will happen after this. And of course, tune in again and join us tomorrow as we escape to nature from 8:30 CAT tomorrow morning. I'm sure it will be a fantastic and busy Sunday for us to get out and do the thing. But do have a fantastic rest of Saturday after this. And we'll see you again tomorrow morning.